G.I. Joe Classified Series HasLab Dragonfly. Goldilocks reviews. My mom told me I could come outside and play today. And the reason is because this thing is so big. So you've already seen hundreds of videos out there. You could check out Bobby B's. You can check out Toy Optics. There's plenty of people who have their videos out. We're not going to stay too much on what everybody else has covered. So today I want to go over a couple things. One, how many rivets are on this thing and do we need them? Two, my son is helping me today. He's over there laughing off camera. This is why I do stuff in the basement. Three, we're going to talk about scale. How much longer can we go with these kind of HasLab, with these large vehicles? We're going to compare this to a couple vehicles, but the big thing we're going to focus on today is what everybody really wants, a SkyStriker. I have a 3D printed APC and a SkyStriker, and we're going to compare it to the Dragonfly to see how much longer we can go doing this, especially with the Rattler coming out next year. So let me pop this open, and oh, you know what? The big thing that I want to focus on is a lot of people are asking, can the tail come back off after putting this together? Future storage or maybe for a future sale, but we're going to answer that in just a second. Like I said, we're not going to go over everything that everybody else has, but let's get this out. And first we're going to focus on the tail section, put that together, and we'll see if we can take it apart. This will upset some people. All right, so this box here has the figures. Everybody's already done this. You get Wild Bill, Night Force, Ripcord, Glenda, probably the greatest figure ever made, and Crazy Legs. So we'll pop open two of them just to have for scale, but you've seen everybody else's. We'll do an in-depth video on these guys later. In the first layer or the second layer, it looks like you got your base and all your accessory pieces. You're not gonna watch me pull that out. Sexy, right? And then here in this last bottom box, we've got the money shot. We've got the HasLab, we've got the Dragonfly. You get your stickers, your instructions. I don't use the stickers. Looks like your blast effects, your rotors. And here we have the hull of the Dragonfly itself. Let's get right to the point, see if this tail section is able to come off. And then I'll just put everything together off camera and we'll go from there. All right, so I got all the plastic off this thing, and let's just get a little bit closer because everybody's asking about the tab here. So these tabs here are like pressure tabs, and once you depress them and snap them in, you are not gonna get this thing out because I don't see anywhere on here where you would have the ability to do that. Now, there's some smarter people out there than me that might be able to figure it out, but you hear that click? Once I go all the way in, it's gonna click and stay. And that's it. I don't think anybody's gonna be able to get that out. So that should answer a lot of questions. Once it's in, it's in. All right, so you guys aren't gonna watch me put it together like you've watched everybody else. So through the magic of editing, here we go. All right, so full disclosure, you can probably get this out, but you are gonna crack the plastic. So again, maybe there's somebody out there smarter than me, heat it up and you can pull it out, but I would advise against it. Those things are in there. You heard that click. You heard that click. All right, so the big thing here is scale, right? We have 6-inch scale. Everybody's worried about how this fits in their house. This is part of why my mom told me to go outside and play today, because of the size of this thing and because of the size of the other vehicles. We're gonna need some figures, right, to see about scale. So let's start with Ripcord and Wild Bill. So you got the star of the show here, Wild Bill. You got his buddy Ripcord, and he is in his Night Force gear. We're probably gonna get a mainline release of Ripcord later. One of my friends that asked me to come out today to play told me to lean these guys up. So there we go. Because we got wind, we got noise, we got kids. Doesn't matter. We're outside playing. So we can't just look at the figures, right? We got to look at some of the vehicles that we already got. So let's start with the Vamp. We got the Vamp. We got the Stinger. Now let's turn it this way. We've got last year's HasLab, the Hiss. It's a tank. All right, so now we've got all our large vehicles, the dream vehicles. We got the Vamp, we got the Hiss, we got the Dragonfly, the Stinger. But what everybody wants is more vehicles, right? So where do we go next, and when is it too much? So let me clear this stuff out, and we're gonna borrow from Toy Optics and just do the snap. All right, so we got all the other releases out of the way. We're talking about the Dragonfly, but where do we go next? Everybody wants something as big as the SkyStriker, but let's start a little bit smaller, but something that would be the size of a tank, and let's go with the APC. So one of my buddies printed the APC, just roll it in, and he rolled it in from the side for me, but look at this beautiful beast. Now, I can do a separate video later about everything here, all the details of this thing. This is just really, really well made. It's a beautiful print, it's heavy. Now, if Hasbro were to make this, you would definitely probably get a lighter plastic just like you would with the Dragonfly. But everybody keeps asking about the next size up. We're getting the Rattler next year, but I just want to give you an idea of scale. You guys think this is big and that this is impressive? Wait until you see this. Let me show you a classified scale SkyStriker. All right, so now we're talking about the Rattler. We want to see a SkyStriker. Even with these two things here, we don't have enough space to bring the SkyStriker in. So let me put these back here. And we're going to pretend that this is the Flagg that everybody wants. I'm gonna put a link to a classified scale Flagg video so you guys can see just how monstrous that is. And here comes our SkyStriker. And if I did this video right, I put in some noises of a plane landing, or maybe not, doesn't matter. Look at the size of this beautiful beast here. All right, so if you want your own classified scale SkyStriker, you can get the file from Steve's Toys. It's a beautiful, really well done design, but you can't just have a good design. You need a good printer. I don't even mean the 3D printer itself. I mean the person behind the print. My buddy Steve, unrelated, you can follow him on I Wasn't Playing With My Dolls Again on Instagram, and here's the QR code, but it'll probably be over here. Follow him. He printed this. He painted this. He did a wonderful, wonderful job, and this thing is a beast. Look at the size. This has got to be bigger than Giant Man. This thing is massive. It's got these details, and what we'll do is I'll go over some of this stuff. We'll do some B-roll, and I'll show you what it looks like. He's got some plates. These plates come off, and you know what? This thing's gonna need its own video. But these plates come off. There's battle damage. He added some LED special effects in the back here. You know what? Let me just show you that right now. Here are the flame effect. There's actual LEDs that are in this that'll light it up. We're outside, so you're not really gonna be able to see it right here. If I'm doing this right, I'm adding a video right now, and you'll be able to see the brilliance of this. So a lot of time, a lot of work went into building this. If we were ever to get this in a HasLab, you have to appreciate the size, the scale. Do you have space for something this large? This thing is incredible. Trust me, we've been running around this field making it fly. It's been a lot of fun. But do you have space in your house for this? Is this something you can hide from your wife, from your boyfriend, from whomever, from the kids? They're gonna wanna play with it. I know I want it. I'm probably gonna steal this one because he's leaving for vacation next week. I have the code to his house. He doesn't watch my YouTube channel, so he'll never know. I'll go into a little more in-depth video when I do steal this, And then what we'll do is go over like how detailed it actually is. But this thing is massive. You got to keep that in mind going forward. You have to have the space. So space is a big thing. What do you guys think? Do you want an APC? Do you want a SkyStriker? Did you order the Dragonfly and did you order the Rattler? And now I'm not really sure how to wrap this up because I'm never allowed outside to play. We're just gonna have a little bit of fun with this outside. You know, I didn't even show this little piece. All right, I forgot to put the ramen racer up here on the table just to show off that I have one and that we support ramen toys. But this is usually the scale, right? So we didn't even show this. This is the Skyhawk. You can see here, we've got Airborne in there. And this is the scale that most collectors can fit on their shelves. This is an appropriate scale, I think, that would be affordable for most people. This is what I want. This is a HasLab dream piece here, but there's gotta be some reality in there. I'm not trying to rain on anybody's parade, but what can you fit in your house? So to wrap this all up, who knows if we'll ever get a classified scale HasLab SkyStriker. Maybe we'll get it. But in the meantime, enjoy this B-roll of us flying and playing around with this thing. And guys, look at this. The wings, it's flawless. They open, they're beautiful. Great job on the design, great job on the build. This thing's amazing. Okay. You're killing me. Stop. So we're probably gonna get a couple things. One, how many